Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while since I've last posted. About 11 months ago was the last you guys heard from me, but I'm back. The GTI is still running, I'm glad to say. Running much better than it was last time that you guys saw it. Some of you might have saw I had a EPC light going on, a lot of misfires and such. That turned out to be the fuel pump, which I replaced as a temporary fix for now with just a stock pump. But you also may have seen the car's on air ride. I posted a couple shorts since the last video, but the car is now on air ride, which I'll show you more in depth a little bit later in the video, as well as you probably saw my half car trailer, which is actually right there in the yard. So that I pulled with the GTI, this car, to the local car shows. This past summer I went to Wolfsgart, which is in Essex, Vermont. It's a big Volkswagen German car show. I got top 5 in my class for the Mark 5s, which was super awesome. I also camped out in the camper for a couple nights in their fields. And we also went to Eurobuilt in Rutland, Vermont. They have 2 shows. This was the one in Rutland, which was not too long ago. We got second place in our class at Eurobuilt, which was super awesome. This is the first time I've ever topped or gotten any top places at any car shows with the stuff I brought, so that was super awesome to experience. We also camped out in Rutland in the camper again. If you guys want to see more in depth about the camper and what it is and how I built it and everything, drop a comment down below. If you guys, if there's enough interest for it, I'll make a video about it. But that was my first car, my Rabbit, and now it's a camper and I get to pull it around and take it with me with my new build. But I want to do today a build breakdown, just about this entire build, get you guys up to speed on where I'm at right now, the things I've changed with the car since the last time you've seen it, and my plans for the future. Also give you guys a little bit of a cost breakdown of where I sit right now in this build, in case you guys are trying to build something yourself. You can get a little bit of information about how much to expect, and also your options out there and what it may look like. So we're gonna head out to a location. It's a little bit more quiet than my driveway, and we'll get some shots and I'll tell you guys what's been going on. So to start off the breakdown, we'll start in the interior and work our way out. To begin with, we're in a 2006 Volkswagen GTI. I opted for a GTI shell because I wanted to keep the multifunction steering wheel, the leather seats that are bolstered, as well as the auto HVAC and the other features of the GTI versus the Rabbit. I did not, however, want to keep the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo because those are not as reliable as the 2.5s. So started from the driver's seat, as you can see we got our multifunction steering wheel, and that does work with our aftermarket radio. We'll get to there. Start off in the view, we got a boost gauge right there, which you will have seen in a clip, as well as the GTI cluster. Everything is fully functional on the cluster as it should. We also have the RS style pull straps. These are from Renline. However, I have done some modifications and upgrades to them so that they are much more durable. The straps provided from Renline are very cheap and thin, and they ended up pulling right out the door. So these are actually Race Tech door pull straps that I've modified to work with them, as well as there was missing hardware when I received them, and the instructions are kind of vague, but they do work now. They work pretty well in an emergency situation that is going to come out, so it's much better than it was before. But working our way across, this you probably will have noticed already as well in some of the clips, but this is a Cooler Works shifter that I have installed. This is the lower, or the bottom mount one, I guess you would say. It mounts up like the factory shifter underneath, so it is a little bit lower than the top mount ones, but I opted for this version so that I could keep my dash in place and I wouldn't have to do as much trimming. There was a little bit of trimming that needed to be done here and there, but for the most part everything fits up pretty well. And this thing is really a game changer for driving in general. It's self-centering, super short shifts, definitely makes it feel more like a race car without sacrificing too much NVH. There is a little bit of added noise because, as you can see, there's no insulation or sound dampening, so whatever noise you hear from underneath the shifter definitely comes through a lot better, but nothing absurd or crazy for noise or vibrations. This also eliminates all play out of your shifter, so if you ever had sloppy shifter, this basically has none now. There's also this little aftermarket switch you may see down here that you may have saw me pushing in a couple videos, but this is for a boost solenoid. I'll show you how that's all wired up and how it works when we get to the engine bay, but basically if I want a little bit extra boost or some more power, whatever I have it set to, I'll push that switch up, then I have some extra boost, or put it back down and I'm back to wastegate and daily driving. Got the automatic HVAC, which was part of the GTI. This is a aftermarket head unit with Apple CarPlay. This is like a super cheap version. I'll turn it on so you can see the home screen that I set up, but this is the really cheap basic version that you can get on Amazon for $100 or less, but it's got CarPlay via Z-Link, whatever that is, but it's wireless or wired. I have a couple USB ports ran to the glove box for charging stuff or whatever, but this works pretty well, especially for the price, and I have no issues with it. It was plug and play with the GTI, and I don't have any power draws or anything like that. As well as you might see the fire extinguisher hanging out there. That is a Renline adjustable fire extinguisher mount. Don't mind the torque wrench, I just keep one in my car just in case. But that is the Renline adjustable mount. This thing is really high quality, and it's very easy to install. The fire extinguisher on it is not from Renline, that's just from a basic hardware store, but it is automotive grade. That's basically about it for the interior. I did redo the headliner to the best of my abilities. There is a little bit of sag here and there, but it's what you're going to get when you do it at home. But other than that, everything else in the interior is pretty stock. There's a dash cam and radar detector, but Other than that, not too much going on. Now let's move to the trunk. All right, so back here, this is the air ride setup. We're rocking the down air manifold, which is a cheap Chinese air manifold. It does work. I can show you guys the controller later. That's a 444cc Viair and a 4-gallon tank. I am running the Air Max isolators, but you probably can't see, but there's like rubber shavings that are coming off, and it's probably due to the way it's mounted on the back of the seat like that. So I might have to do something about that in the future, but all of our power wires ran and tucked away underneath the bottom, but I can still put the seats down, which is why I did it this way, to kind of maximize my trunk space if I need to. I also have a digital air gauge as well as a air hose that's hooked up if I need to inflate it all, as well as some spare straps and whatnot. So that is the air ride setup. So just coming into the car, I also forgot to mention that I did install some harnesses. They're hooked in to the hooks back there, as well as to the seat bolts on the bottom. Don't hassle me about how they're hooked up, I don't give a shit. This is the remote for my air ride. I leave it just tucked up behind the steering wheel right there. I did have a magnet mount right there from Bag Riders, but it kept falling off, so I opted to just leave it on the steering wheel for now until I get a 3P, which is my eventual goal. But we can move to underneath the hood. All right, the main event, the 2.5 turbo. Currently my intake is not installed. I took it off for a couple of reasons, but that, the way it is just fine. We'll cover this real quick just while we're looking at it. That right there is my boost solenoid valve. It's the same valve that comes on a GTI for the boost control. So the way I have this plumbed up, right there you can see my boost controller. So that either runs straight to the wastegate or to the boost controller from the turbo. So basically I can just run wastegate pressure when I want to, or I can turn the boost controller on, and whatever the boost controller is set to is what I'll be running. Currently I can't push the boost controller up very high because this will pop off. As you saw in the last video, I was still having issues with this, and I put this clamp on, it still pops off. I will discuss future plans for fixing that at the end of the video, along with everything else I plan on doing. But for now, that's how I'm controlling boost. It's just a switched ground on accessory power. Running a precision wastegate right there. I believe that's I want to say it's a 48 millimeter, but I could be wrong. I have a precision 5858 with a .86 AR, I want to say. Unfortunately, I was hoping when I bought that turbo it would have a 3-inch outlet. I might have a picture of it installed on the back of the engine, which I'll put up. But it had a 2.5-inch V-band outlet, which limited me for my downpipe to a 2.5-inch downpipe, and then it goes into 3-inch for the rest of the exhaust. I was hoping to have a 3-inch downpipe, but I didn't get that. But we'll just work our way across the engine bay, since that'll be a little bit easier. You can probably see that blue thing sticking out right there. That is for my clutch fluid reservoir. I disconnected it from the nipple that it's usually hooked to on there and gave it its own reservoir. If you know anything about this build, I've been chasing hydraulic issues for a very good while, as well as other transmission issues. And at this point, I just wanted to put it on its own reservoir, so if there is an issue or a leak, I can at least determine whether it's the clutch fluid itself that's leaking or whatever the case may be. We have an O2Q transmission. This is a 6-speed. It does have a knockoff Spulin short throw shifter, which works pretty well. Let's see if I can zoom in on there for you. Just factory cables and linkage components. The only thing that has been replaced is the shifter arm itself, and obviously the shift box that we showed you inside with the cooler works. Also down here you can see the red Clutch Masters bleeder block. So I'm running full AN stainless lines from the reservoir to the bleeder block, so there's no push to connect fittings, as well as the new revised version of the Clutch Masters bearing. So actually the first Clutch Masters bearing that I put in there had failed during bleeding, believe it or not. It's their old version that you had to shim up and everything. I measured my tolerances and I shimmed it to what they said it should be at, and I installed the transmission and everything. I can't tell you how many times I pulled this transmission out, but I installed the transmission, and during bleeding, as soon as it got pressure built up, the seal gave out immediately, the back seal, and it just started leaking on the floor, and I had to pull the transmission out again and reinstall. And that's only the beginning of the headache with Clutch Masters. Their customer support and the systems that they use are not very fluent, and it's a big hassle. But I got the new revised bearing for the 2.5 because this is a common problem apparently. But that by the time I got it installed, it's been installed for a couple thousand miles now. I think I've done 2 oil changes on it, so maybe about 10,000 miles roughly, maybe a little bit more, and about a half a year of time put on it. I've been daily driving the car, so far I haven't had any issues. I've had to bleed the fluid twice or flush it out twice since then, but then again it's on its own reservoir, so the fluid, there's a lot less fluid in the system than it used to have, so obviously you're gonna have to bleed a little bit more frequently because water gets into brake fluid. But that has been installed. I haven't had any issues with it so far, but only time will tell at this point. So moving on from transmission, that's also a new transmission that I put in there because I just wanted to eliminate everything, so I replaced the whole transmission itself just to be sure that wasn't a problem. So moving on, normal fuse box from a GTI. There is some wiring that I swapped around in here for the swap. These are also just Rabbit headlights, halogens. This is a VS Racing, or no, that's a Summit Racing blow off valve. I think it's like a 70 something millimeter. It's kind of overkill. Running the IE intake manifold. These are, obviously proven and they work well. Running Bosch 550 injectors on this. And by the way, this car is tuned by I didn't get it tuned. I bought a tuned ECU and installed it after an MO defeat. So that is what I'm running for a tune. There is no set amount of boost that it's rated for necessarily. I can run whatever amount of boost I want to. But currently I daily it at about 8 or 9 PSI. That's what my wastegate is set to. And currently on the switch, as to not make my intercooler piping blow apart, it is at about 11 PSI. So not too bad, definitely makes a good amount of power. I'm back to the stock valve cover because I kept having issues with the seal on the Boosted Brother ones, and I didn't really like that I had to silicone it every single time I wanted to reseal it. I'd rather have the factory gasket, which is much more easier to replace, and it's very cheap. So that's why I'm running the stock valve cover again. I have a cheap eBay catch can that's just bolted down next to the engine mount right there. Forget what kind of bracket goes there originally, but that is plumbed into the oil filter breather down there and the catch can up here. I will likely swap out my oil cap for the vented one pretty soon, so winter is here and I don't want excessive crankcase pressure like last year. Intake's off, as I said. Usually the intake will lead down to here, but I have it off currently because I was servicing some stuff and I didn't want it in the way. I should probably move that back up here before it completely melts. Really hard. This is a SPA bottom mount manifold, and it is super tight clearance with the intake. You probably can't see it because it's so close, but they're touching. That's touching right there. So for a 3-inch intake pipe, which that is, wrapping it around there to the turbo is very difficult, as well as the intercooler piping from the turbo is also very difficult to route on this setup. I'll throw in some pictures as I can, because you can't really see it at all anywhere around here. But my catch can drain comes down to here, right next to the bumper. See a little fitting right there, so I can drain it out without removing the catch can. Got APR blue top coils. APR ones are supposed to be actually upgraded, but are you going to notice a difference? Absolutely not. But that's about it in the engine bay. I mean, O2Q, the clutch. Forgot to mention the clutch. That's an ECS stage 4 clutch. So I mean, if my clutch starts slipping, that means I'm making too much power, because that's like rated for 500 horsepower, and I shouldn't be pushing any more than 450 through this stock block. By the way, stock block. Nothing on the inside of this engine has been replaced. The only thing is intake manifold, exhaust manifold, and bolt-ons. Everything else is factory. That's about it in the engine bay. I mean, the intercooler piping routes down here, and then it swoops around. You can see it poke out a little bit right there, and then into the exposed intercooler in the front. I took the grill out to expose that. Feel like it looks pretty good. Now, I don't really air out in the winter time, at least on this setup, because the tires I'm running currently don't quite fit when I air out. I can put some pictures in on screen of what it looks like when it is aired out. But yeah, this is the GTI. I mean, not too much going on with it. Close this up. We're gonna, you know, future goals. So as of right now, at least for the air ride, I'm currently sitting on airlift suspension, front and rear. Just the Slam series rear and the performance fronts. So there's a little bit of adjustability on the front, not a lot on the rear. I'm running Coney SR Coney Street rear shocks. It was a good budget-friendly option. As of right now, a couple of things that I need to address next on the GTI. The fuel pump, as I mentioned, I replaced with a temporary solution. So I replaced it with the stock GTI pump. I did have an upgraded pump in it, but that was failing, so that was the problem. So I put the stock GTI pump back in, which is plenty of enough to get me around for now. But if I want to start pushing higher boost levels, then I definitely need to replace that with something better. But for now, the stock pump does get me by. I plan on replacing it with a TTRS pump. I think that'll be drop-in and plug-and-play for the way I have my fuel pump set up. A couple other problems I need to address with the GTI. It does have some suspension noises and clunks. I did rebuild the air ride kit when I put it in, because it was a very cheap used air ride kit. So I did rebuild that before installing, but I feel like there's a couple other things that need to be replaced. So I just need to go through my suspension and make sure everything's good there. Possibly replace my axles again. Not entirely sure on that front, but so currently for a cost breakdown on the GTI, a couple of the things are easy to pinpoint the cost of, like the SBA stuff and the IE manifold, but originally I took out a loan for $6,000 to build this car. and that included getting a donor engine, all the bolt-on parts, and a little bit of maintenance to the shell itself. Most of the maintenance was already done on the shell because I had already put a different engine in it beforehand. So I had already replaced a lot of suspension components and most of the work that the shell needed. It was just basically, the loan was basically for the new engine build and getting it to the level that I wanted it, which was with the intake manifold and a higher boost tune rather than the stock intake manifold. So I was able to source all the basic needed parts to get the car turboed and running for $6,000. So if you want to boost your car, you can do it with $6,000. A lot of people in the groups will tell you that it's like $10,000, $15,000. And while they're not necessarily wrong, as a minimum standpoint and using mostly quality parts, you could definitely do it for $6,000 or less. I mean, my first build had a lot more cheap parts that were from eBay, and it worked for a couple years. So don't let that deter you, but obviously the cheaper parts are going to fail faster. There's no doubt about it. An eBay turbo is not going to last as long as an expensive precision Garrett or whatever you want. I mean, if you're paying, you pay for what you get. So most of the parts on this I did not cheap out on. I got pretty high quality parts, and I mean, most of it went well. And even when you do buy high quality parts, sometimes things still go awry. I mean, I spent like at least $400 on that clutch master bearing kit, and for it to blow out during bleeding was pretty upsetting. But it's just what you get. Even when you pay the price, like there's still unforeseen problems, and just about anything that could go wrong has gone wrong with me and this build. But it's still going. That screams the reliability of the 2.5. A lot of people doubt it, but I mean, I've been beating the crap out of it since I built it, and we're still going good. A couple problems here and there, but that's to be expected. It's a 2006 shell, so I mean, it's got some time on it for sure. There is some body work I still need to do on the side. You can see there's a little bit of rust there. I put the patina fenders on because if you saw the last video, you saw the rust that was on the front fenders. It didn't look as appealing. The patina fenders at least look like it's purposefully done, which I mean it was. So it looks better, but I still have a lot of body work I need to do, as well as a couple other things to get this where I want it. So currently, I mean, I've definitely spent more than how much I took out in a loan. So right now, I'd say I'm somewhere around about the $10,000 to $12,000 range, about how much money I put into this at this point. And I mean, it goes really good. It's just maintenance, like, is really what I got to keep up with now. Another problem I need to address with the intake and the intercooler piping. Oh, I said it kept blowing off. I plan to get a JAT Engineering Alpha Lock adapter to install on the throttle body right there. And really the problem is the throttle body doesn't have a lot to grip onto. So I plan on putting one of those there, but the only problem I have with getting one of those right now, besides the money, I have no money, is that I don't have a way to weld aluminum currently. So that Alpha Lock requires aluminum welding capabilities. So by the time I do get that, hopefully I have a way to weld aluminum so I can actually install that properly. But other than that, the fuel pump, the Alpha Lock, I mean, there's not a whole lot that direly needs to be done to the car. I'm more worried about my suspension components falling apart because I got some nasty vibrations on the highway. But even then, I mean, the car is running really well compared to where it was. I do have a check engine light on. I gotta sort out some more wiring stuff with the rear O2 sensors, as well as a couple secondary air injection things. Pretty common for a car like this, but nothing dire as far as I know. So I guess we can move into my plans for this car. I mean, as you guys know, this car is my daily driver, and currently it's my only car in my fleet right now. So it's the only thing I have to drive at the moment. I do want to get something else that's maybe a little bit better on gas mileage. Not that this is too bad. I mean, if I baby this car, I can get 30 miles to the gallon out of it. But the problem is, it's not easy to baby because it's so much fun to just hit the gas and you hear the turbo noises and such. So you end up getting around 20 miles to the gallon, roughly, on average. So I would like to get something, maybe a 2.5 NA, just a base Rabbit or a Mark 6 Golf, just to putt around in, and then I can maybe put some more money into this and less miles on it. But as of right now, I have no choice but to continue dailying it, and I don't have a problem with that. It is becoming wintertime here, so we haven't got any snow yet, and I don't know how much snow we really will get this year. I do have studded tires on, so I mean, I'm not worried about it, but this thing, at least right now with no snow, it does have a hard time keeping traction with the studded tires on. And I'd imagine in the wintertime with the snow on the ground, it'd be even worse. So I'll have to be careful with it. But then again, it wouldn't be my first winter that I drove with this car. I drove last winter as well. At Wolfscart this past year, I did get to do a mock autocross event, which was really fun to get to, push my car to its limits. Even though it was a small parking lot, it was still really exhilarating. I mean, I was pushing it as hard as I could without, breaking anything or crashing. I'll put in a couple clips that I was able to get from somebody filming. Unfortunately, none of my friends would ride shotgun, so I couldn't get any interior videos. They were all just too scared, even though it really wasn't that quick of a course anyways. I do want to do more autocross, and I would like to autocross this car, but like I said, it's my only vehicle right now, so I can't really afford to break it. And currently, with my job position and everything, I don't make a lot of money, so I haven't been able to even keep up with basic maintenance with this car currently. I'm in the process of, meeting my goals financially and making a change there so that I can actually be financially stable. So right now it's just really tough. I did want to make a video for you guys because it's been almost a year at this point and you haven't heard anything besides those couple shorts. And I mean, a lot of stuff has changed since the last video, and I do want to make more videos. I just haven't had the time or motivation. We are almost up to 400 subscribers. Woohoo. And please, if you enjoy 2.5 content, Volkswagens, German cars, anything like that, boost builds, just hit that subscribe button. As well as me and a buddy have started a clothing brand centered around, cars and everything like that, a local car community. We are stoners as well, so there's a couple little themes like that. We're called the Hi Guys. Check us out on Instagram. We do have a 2.5 inspired shirt out currently that has the breakdown of the 2.5 liter turbo, as well as a boost bunny on the back. So if you are a 2.5 or an 07K fan, definitely go check that out. So I'm going to wrap it up here. I don't really have much more to say, but let me know what you guys want to see. I can make a couple more videos based off what you think. An idea I had, at least around 2.5 content, is some pros and cons I have with the platform, like what I really like, its strong suits, and then maybe I can find a couple negatives. It's super hard, but maybe I'll be able to find a couple negative things about the platform to throw in there, why you should or why you shouldn't buy a 2.5. But I think I'll let you guys go there. Again, if you are an 07K fan, Volkswagen fan, you like cars, builds of whatever, hit that subscribe, hit the like, show me that you like what you see, and I can definitely make some more. From here, I'll see you guys. I'll put in a couple clips of the car, maybe some sound clips if I can get some decent ones, but thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, he did.